Hi everyone. Hello. This is Leonor Murciano-Luna and hopefully I'm live. Wasn't working a few minutes ago. Just wanted to come on today and on this new moon in Pisces, wanted to come on and just bring a message of peace and connect with everyone as we start to receive these frequencies that are coming in. So welcome if you are on here live. I'm not really good at doing these lives, so I don't know if anyone can hear me. Let's see if there's anybody that can just check to see if they can hear me well. I think there's definitely a delay. In the chat box, I think, I'm not even sure how to open up the chat, live chat. Here we go. Well, I'm going to trust that it is working because I'm not very good at maneuvering that. So let's just take a couple of minutes, and I wanted to do a little embodied process, an embodied meditation process on this beautiful new moon in Pisces. And, Pisces is really about bringing in and connecting with the peace, connecting, which of course, with everything that's going on, it's very necessary for us to embody peace. And that, in order for it to be on the outer, we need to embody it on the inner, of course, the consciousness of peace. And really looking at where we are in conflict within ourselves. Pisces is all about the mystical, the sacredness, connecting with the oneness, connecting with our divine essence, connecting and realizing that, yes, we're in a physical body, but we have this spiritual dimension where all of source is, all of our source, and that's where the peace is really anchored in. And it's really, the journey is really about allowing ourselves to break through the places of conditioning that we all have and connect with that peace, that love, that divine nature that's within us, that is who we are. So I want to really bring a process today so that we can do that for a few minutes, or if you're too busy, you can come back to do that. We'll use some sound healing, sound medicine. And I also want to announce that this weekend, our community for women, the Feminine Embodied Presence community, is starting again. And this is a place for women can come together. We're going to be meeting twice a month, where we can come together and really start practicing or continue practicing, because I know a lot of you on my channel are already aware of the awakening, aware of awakening within ourselves, a new consciousness, a new era of the feminine. And it's an opportunity for us to come together as women and bring some of these practices of the feminine path into actualization. So doing the practices, doing the embodied processes, expressing ourselves, connecting with our voice, and expressing our voice, our truth, empowering ourselves, and breaking out of the old paradigm and stepping into really living our purpose, really living from that unique essence that we all have, and really bringing that out. It's like, how do we bridge that? How do we express that in the world? Because I really, truly believe that that is what is needed now. I feel that we all need to come out, really step into who we are in a greater way, trust that, build the confidence with our own wisdom, the body wisdom, reestablish and reclaim that sacredness for ourselves, and then bring that out. It's like it's not just enough to connect with our essence and connect with our spiritual dimension. It's connecting with that, but then also expressing that. How do we, rewire ourselves to express truly, authentically? And especially in our vulnerability, not to be afraid of connecting and expressing our vulnerability, because that's part of the whole picture. It's not just expressing when we're feeling, powerful, but also expressing our shadow side, the grief, the sadness, the fear. That's really, really key. And how do we step into loving ourselves, our complete selves, the whole picture, the pleasant and the unpleasant. And again, break through the places of victimization. Like for today, with this new moon in Pisces, so we're going to be under a lot of this influence all month. And, the shadow side, one of the many shadow sides of Pisces is the victimization, where we feel like a victim, where we feel powerless. And it's an opportunity to look at that within ourselves and feel those feelings, but also allow ourselves to really connect with our true value, with our true essence, with that spiritual dimension, because that's really what our value is. We're really much more valuable and much more powerful than we think we are, but we've been conditioned to disassociate from that sacred power. And so this month, and of course, as we see the horrific things that are happening out there, we really have an opportunity to step into peace and embody that for ourselves. And of course, as we do that for ourselves, we do that, then we become that transmission for the planet. And we begin to live anchored in that truth within ourselves. So coming back to the Feminine Embodied Presence, which begins this Saturday, I welcome you to come and try it out. We're going to be using sound medicine, feminine wisdom, activating our voice, and of course the embodied presence meditations and processes, so that we can actually come into union with our physical body and our sacredness, with our sacred essence. And so you can try it out for free if you want to try out the community, see if it's for you. You also have access to my new app, which is the Feminine Path app. And these are ways of really connecting with what it looks like to be immersed in a feminine path. What is this new era of consciousness, connecting with our essence, living from that essence, living from our truth? And what does that even look like? So this is an opportunity to explore that for ourselves as we heal, as we activate our voice, our truth, and express and learn how to express authentically. And I created this community because for me, these have actually been the aspects of my journey for the last 30 years that I've had to go through. All of these different initiations, difficulties, not being able to express, not feeling safe enough in my body, not feeling safe, and really looking for that internal peace, and then how to live that in the world. How do we live from that place? And not feeling like I had others around me that could understand me, feeling very left out, not belonging. And I realized that this connection with heart is really, really important. And of course, not everybody has to agree, to your philosophy. The people that are awakening and that are becoming more and more conscious is increasing, that's a given. It is increasing. Our whole planet is becoming more and more conscious. However, it's also the minority still. So it's very easy to feel like we don't really have our tribe, in many ways. So connecting with people that can understand, this awakening and are passionate about really healing, really breaking out of the conditioning and really living our true design, our true essence, our true, what we're here, our true purpose is really important for me. And so that's really why I created the community. And I also realized that we don't, we can still share our hearts with people that we want to, that are open to that. We can share all of ourselves. We can express our vulnerability, our fears, our grief, whatever we're going through. And they don't all have to, of course, be on the same philosophy. They don't all have to understand the feminine path. They don't have to subscribe fully to our philosophy in life. And so, this is also actually another Pisces message for today's new moon. I'm realizing it's really about connecting our hearts, connecting and finding that place, that oneness where we are one, where we are the same. And that's in our essence, right? That's in our divine nature, because we are all from that consciousness. We have all been birthed from that same consciousness. And we can share our hearts. But it's very nice to have community, and it's very nice to have like-minded women that are really in this process, in the journey of deeper understanding and embodying the full gamut of who they are and wanting to explore that. So if that speaks to you, please, I'll leave the details below in the information, and you can come join us this Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and try it out for free. And if you decide, then it's only $44 a month. We're going to meet twice, and we're also going to do the new moon retreat at home online once a month. So we have all of those, plus the app as well. The app that you can use, and I can talk more about that in another video. But now I want to actually go into this process of activating the Trinity womb, which is the 3 womb process for today's new moon. And the purpose of why I'm choosing that activation and that embodiment for today is really about connecting with that peace that lives inside of us, that is who we are, that is an expression of our source. It's an expression, it's a ray. So I want to see or to offer this as an opportunity for everyone to connect with the deep peace that is within them, and for today's new moon. So let's just take a deep breath wherever you are. And just allow yourselves, as long as you're not driving, to close your eyes. And just breathe. And just come into awareness of your body, your space, more importantly, this moment. And as we start that, let's bring our hands to our heart. We're actually still in the dark moon energies. The new moon's coming in at, I believe it's 12:39, so it might be actually close. But even the new moon is mostly dark until about the third day, that the light really starts coming through, that there's enough light on that third day. And so when the moon is still dark, even the 3 days before leading to the new moon, we're really being supported to surrender the conditioning, the powerlessness, the thoughts that we've inherited, that we've been indoctrinated to, but that really at the core are not our full potential. You know, our fears, our grief, and our relationship with ourself and the world, where we feel conflicted. And just taking a minute in our heart to feel whatever is there in this moment. I know we might have a lot of feelings coming up around what's happening in the world around us. Maybe even anger, maybe powerlessness. And so just making room for those feelings, making room, and using our breath and our awareness to come in to those feelings. And as we're breathing in, we're actually allowing the pure essence of love, the compassion, the acceptance to come in organically with our breath into those places where we might be feeling constricted or pain. And just allowing ourselves to connect with that. And so just feeling that within ourselves, breathing, just allowing, it's like allowing ourselves to come into awareness that those feelings are there. And it's okay. It's okay. Letting go of any judgment, letting go of any agenda of how it should be or how you should be right now. And like really allowing yourself to be with that acceptance and that compassion. Even if it's feelings of powerlessness and hopelessness. Before we start to find and look for the places of power within ourselves or the places of where we feel good, we have to be willing to be with the places that don't feel good, the places that are unpleasant, the places that are challenging or that bring up fear or that bring up uncomfortableness. We have to be willing to be with that. knowing that as we're willing to be with those places in ourselves that are unresolved, we're really bringing in the love. We're really allowing it to transmute by actually being with, being present, not resisting, not pushing away, not running or distracting or criticizing or judging. All of those are ways in which we reject these experiences and even these somatized feelings and emotions that we carry, rooted usually in trauma, rooted usually in suffering. So with this Pisces moon, it's really an opportunity to allow ourselves to just be present with the uncomfortableness within us. And as that presence is really love. So as we're present with it, we're bringing love, we're holding it in love, and we're holding ourselves in love. Especially all of the places that never got the love, that never were accepted, and so we had to reject it, hide it. And yet it's all there within our heart, within our bodies. It's all in our field until we have the courage to face it and to bring presence, love to it. So just breathing and allowing, breathing and allowing. And then as we do that, let's bring our awareness to our head womb. And you can put your hands on your head if you'd like, or over your eyes to really allow yourself to go in even deeper. Allowing the head, the space in your head, the thoughts, sometimes excessive thinking, the excessive thinking that might be there. Letting ourselves connect with that. Breathing into that womb space in your head. Bringing presence there. Again, not pushing away, just being with. And just simple breath. It's quite simple. Just by breathing in, allows the transmutation, the alchemy to take place. Breathing in. And then breathing into your heart, coming back down into your heart again, second womb of embodied emotions. This is the place where we connect our divine self with our expression out in the world, with our humanity. Breathing into our heart. And you can open and voice the sound ah to open up this whole cavity if you feel it can help bring through and move some of the energy. So if you feel comfortable with that, just organically. Just finding what note wants to come through, going up, going down, and just exploring, feeling, and letting that vibration move through the feelings, giving them some expression. And then noticing as you sound, noticing the silence in between each expression. The silence, the stillness, and letting yourself rest in that. Inviting the peace, the quality of peace to come in. There you go. Beautiful. And then bringing your awareness down into your womb space, your sacral womb, which is your whole pelvic cavity. And letting yourself connect with that. Breathing into that pelvic cavity as you have your hands there and feeling like a sphere, like a balloon opening, widening with each breath. And the root, your root chakra, your sacral chakra opening from in all dimensions, like a sphere, like a balloon, expanding. Rooting all the way into the earth element, all the way into the center of the earth, feeling that rootedness. And then voicing, allowing that energy to come through organically with a ooh, ooh sound. Ooh. As you feel the rootedness into the earth, you feel your own energy being held, supported, and expanding. Ooh. Beautiful. Ooh. Now bringing your right hand into your heart, onto your heart womb. Your left hand leaving it on your pelvic, lower abdomen, continuing. Om. Envisioning peace within yourself, safety. Om. And then envisioning that light of peace coming from your womb into your heart, into your third or your upper womb. And from there, as we do this last Om, and then from there, from this central line, this vertical line where you're accessing and being held from the earth, rooted in the earth, receiving from the cosmic frequencies in through our top of our head, the dew 20 point. And you can feel all of that light within you, activating your own essence, your own individuated soul. And then seeing that peace, that light expanding in all directions out into the world, into our field, outside of us, inside of us, and then into all of humanity, especially those that are really yearning for the peace at this time, those brothers and sisters in Ukraine, brothers and sisters in Russia, and all of our brothers and sisters in the world, and all of the countries, nations, all of the homes. That are yearning for the peace. First feeling it in ourselves and in our connection with our divine dimension, letting it transmit into the world and into all of humanity, bringing peace here on earth. But first bringing peace into our own hearts, into our own bodies, into our own dimension. And so all this month, and really whenever needed, you can allow yourself to bring all of the places within you that are needing the peace, that are in conflict, that are in judgments, that are at war within yourself, where the shame, the powerlessness, the endless judgment is speaking louder than the peace. Take the time to bring the peace, the breath, the presence to that place within yourself. Letting it connect with the love, connect with deeper truth, connect with this quality of peace. And as we expand that journey of peace within us, we simultaneously transmit it and anchor that in the world as well. And then our actions in the world can be rooted in the deeper peace that we are holding. It's like in order to hold that vibration, that frequency, and act from that place in the world, which of course action is needed. This is not a substitution for action in whichever way you're feeling called to act. But this is just the anchoring of our real peace in the source, in our source, divine source. So that our actions in the world and our everyday, moment to moment, our interactions with others, how we show up in the world can be anchored in peace. This is how we bring peace. This is how we live in peace. It begins with each and every one of us. And so, opening my heart, compassion to every one of you and to those in the world that are suffering in this moment. And at any moment. Thank you, and peace. Many blessings on this new moon.